Ladies and gentlemen, graduating seniors, all of you, good evening. Welcome to USAO Spring 2014 Commencement. Welcome to you, special people in front, to families and friends. My thanks to Dr. Dan Hansen, USAO Professor of Music, for our processional. It is my pleasure now to introduce our special music for this evening, featuring Mr. Olin Cox on the saxophone, a music major from Hugo, Oklahoma, accompanied by Miss Renata Finch, music faculty adjunct. And before I ask them to perform, I would note, as I did in the earlier event, that Renata has served as accompanist for the music department for the last 7 years with distinction, also coordinator of USAO's Festival of the Arts and Ideas, and she's retiring. She's not retirement age, but she's retiring from this institution to pursue other interests, and our best wishes to this very talented individual. Olin and Renata, please. Thank you, Mr. Cox. Thank you, Mr. Cox and Ms. Finch. Wonderful, marvelous. Before I introduce our special guest this evening who will address you, I would make a few observations to you graduating seniors, to all gathered here. Of course, no student will ever use the educational process at this particular institution quite the same way. Thus, the particular educational outcomes of the individual involved will vary in proportion to the individual's intent for being here and their life's decisions made while being here. Having said this, however, this particular college does have a design, one that provides a certain type of educational opportunity, a certain type of educational experience, not as one type of experience among many others. It does not attempt to be all things to all people, but a particular type of experience that is reflective of its particular institutional mission. A type that drives, that exists to drive its core purpose, its central purpose. USAO's design, and it is based on having the highest admission standards in the state of Oklahoma. Its mission, its purpose is to provide rigorous academic challenges for especially bright and talented students, many from out of state, type of living and learning experience that is found at mostly elite, expensive institutions, mostly private and mostly out of state. Its purpose is to provide a high-quality living and learning experience that is financially out of reach for many, if not most, students and their families. But despite this, at a level of quality that equals or exceeds the more expensive variety, and in the process demonstrating that high quality does not always require a high cost. So in this college design, there is, to be sure, a fundamental objective, and that is to provide you with an education that will allow you to successfully pursue your postgraduate plans. Many will go immediately into the workforce, some capacity or another. A number of you will go on to do graduate work, master's degrees, doctorates, professional degrees, allied health, law school, medical school. But beyond the specific and general skill sets required for your success in light of your particular postgraduate plans, I leave you with this thought on the design of educational opportunities offered here. Those broader reasons why taking advantage of this type of educational opportunity is important. The job is important, the career is important, your chosen endeavor is important. And we must prepare you for that. But we want you to also prepare you with the intellectual, informational tools to grow, to mature as human beings, to become a more complex and aware human being than when you arrived. To provide you with some understanding of the type of economic environment in which you will be living and working, the type of political environment in which you will be living and working, the type of social environment in which you will be living and working, the type of cultural environment in which you will be living and working, the type of global environment in which you will be working and living. To provide you not only with those thinking and doing skills necessary for job and career, but to provide you with some understanding about what it means to deal with life's travails in moral, aesthetic, and spiritual ways, and to do so with physical and mental health. And why is this important to you? Because unlike previous generations, more than any other this generation, you are going to lead highly mobile lives, physically mobile lives, technologically mobile lives. You already live virtually mobile lives, psychologically and intellectually mobile lives. And in this mobility, in your job and career, in your life's endeavors, you will be moving horizontally, literally, from job to job, from career to career, from community to community, from place to place, nationally, globally. Very, very much unlike previous generations who moved through life in a significantly more vertical fashion, up the workplace ladder, up the social framework ladder, up the political framework ladder, up the economic and cultural framework ladder, a much more stationary and place-bound type of existence. Not for you. You will experience less within a single organization, a single community, a single company, a single state, a single nation, a single language, a single frame of social, political, and cultural reference. You will move extensively across social, political, economic, cultural, moral, spiritual, aesthetic boundaries in your life. And I promise you, your ability to do so successfully and prosperously and in a healthy and progressive way will be much enhanced by your understanding of what your movement means, what it's all about, who you are, where you are, why you're there, and where you're going. This is what education at this institution is really about, and I hope that it has worked for you. It's now my great pleasure to introduce a special guest and special speaker this evening. She's a colleague of mine. She is a friend. She has been here all day. She came in from Tulsa this morning to be a part of the dedication. She spoke at the first commencement exercise, and when we went back to have a bite to eat during the break, she said, "Cut down on your introduction." So I'm cutting down on my introduction. And you'll see why I'm cutting down on my introduction when I introduce her. She's a native of Nova Scotia with a fine arts degree from Dalhousie University in Halifax. She also has a master's degree from Boston University. She has a very distinguished career in public and civic service and board and volunteer involvement. Indeed, her distinguished record, present and past, is a volunteer, and the many boards that she sits on are just simply too numerous to enumerate. In fact, there was a whole page of them here. She's married with 3 sons. I'd like you to help me welcome a member of the USAO Governing Board of Regents. They're my boss. And this year she is chair of the USAO Board of Regents, so I cut down on her introduction. Miss Hillary Kitts.
I'm delighted to join all of you on this festive and joyous occasion. I was lucky enough to represent USAO at a conference recently about the challenges facing our higher education, and I came away encouraged and just a little bit smug. There's plenty of emphasis right now on the need in the United States for STEM graduates, and I'm sure we have some here: science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. And I know that the United States trails other countries in the number of STEM graduates. But the new buzzword is STEAM. That's STEM with A for arts. The speakers I heard explained that many of the analytic aspects of jobs requiring just STEM skills are in fact being outsourced countries with an abundance of STEM graduates. But the United States is different. We've always excelled at innovation, entrepreneurship. And for those particular gifts, one has to add the knowledge from a liberal arts course to the STEM degrees. Specifically, the needed traits are communication skills, ability to work in a team, and problem solving. I am confident that every single one of you graduating with STEM degrees from USAO have been exposed to these skills, and I'm pleased to know it. I want to encourage the parents of students with degrees in the traditional liberal arts areas. My undergraduate degree was in theater. When I graduated, I had no idea what I was going to do. My first job was sewing sails for sailboats. I did return to university and received a master's in deaf education and then taught the preschool deaf in the Caribbean. After that, I was lucky enough to stay home for a few years to raise my sons. But when I returned to the workforce, I was hired to work in the mayor's office in Tulsa. You know, it seemed no one had an immediate pressing use for my deep knowledge of Greek drama. So representing city government, I served on the National Ambient Air Quality Standards Planning Group. I did so many things that I had no idea I knew about, but I had a liberal arts degree, so I was prepared. I ran the local Head Start program for 18 months. I ran a family violence council. I gave out Department of Justice money. I spoke nationally about air quality issues, and I barely passed science in college. When the director of Gilcrease Museum in Tulsa resigned, I ran the museum for another year and a half. Dr. Fever's right. I had no idea that I was going to be doing any of these things, and even more surprised when the next 10 years I spent running political campaigns, choosing pollsters, designing messages, hiring ground staff, approving TV buys. It's a great life. I'm finished with it. But let me remind you that when I graduated all those years ago, I had no idea what I was going to do. One of the other twists and turns and surprises came when I was appointed to the Board of Regents for USAO. And it's been a tremendous honor to serve and to get to learn so much about what happens here and to admire deeply the work of the faculty and staff of USAO. I have a deep fundamental belief that my liberal arts education prepared me to stand here right now this very day, to be the person to congratulate each of you, parents and graduates, on tonight, a very special night. My best wishes to all of you. Thank you.
I would ask that Dr. Dexter Marble, Vice President for Academic Affairs, please come forward to present the graduating class.
Will the candidates for graduation please rise? President Fever, Regents of the University of Science and Arts of Oklahoma, ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of the faculty of the University of Science and Arts of Oklahoma, I am delighted to present the class of 2014. The USAO faculty have devoted their best attention to the members of this class. Graduates, if during your years here, the faculty have challenged you, have mentored you, and have helped you achieve beyond your expectations, here is your chance to thank this brilliant faculty. Ladies and gentlemen, thanks to the dedication of the faculty mentors, the constant efforts of a talented staff, and most of all, their own substantial labors, these students have now persevered in their studies and are now ready to receive baccalaureate degrees. They have demonstrated to the satisfaction of the faculty the hallmarks of educated people: to act creatively and passionately, to write and speak clearly and persuasively, to think critically and rationally, to reason scientifically, to understand the richness of global perspectives, and to take their places as responsible citizens in our remarkable society. President Fever, on behalf of the faculty of this historic institution, I now present to you the graduating class of 2014 for the conferring of their degrees.
Thank you, Vice President Marble, acting with the authority vested in me by the Oklahoma State Regents for Higher Education and the USAO Board of Regents. And on the advice and consent of the USAO faculty, now exercise this vested authority in conferring your degrees. Will graduating seniors please come forward to receive your diplomas?
Nicholas Esco Alberto. Christopher James Albrecht. Jacob Thomas Alexander. Christy Lynn Anderson. Rory Graham Barron. Bettinger. Brenda Lee Bettinger. Brandon Keith Boone. Diana Lynn Clark. Kevin Ryan Conley. Kenzie Dawn Kunis. Alexandria Cecilia DeFiore Witter. Victoria Lindsay DeFiore Witter. Hillary Joan DeVries. Carolyn Jane Dock. Carlos Jose Dorado. Graduating magna cum laude, Paige Leanne Pulliam. Graduating summa cum laude, Emily Faith Tomberlin. Graduating cum laude, Richard Preston Vasquez. Brittany Michelle Elkins. Brooke Nicole Foster. Graduating cum laude, Robin S. Francais. Tanya Ann Grover. Graduating cum laude, Kalani Catherine Hardesty. Graduating summa cum laude, Megan Lee Harris. Mackenzie Ray Hazel. Hannah Lane Henry. Holly Michelle Howard Hutton. Graduating with BS and BA degrees, magna cum laude, Brian Richard Hutchinson. Patricia O. Inacio. Brandy K. Johnston. Cassie L. Jury. Natalie Kimbrell. Shaylee Renee Kimbrough. Veronica Ann Kirksey. Chanel Day Lance. Amy Nicole Witt. Stephanie Christine Little. Kelly Nicole McCracken. Tara Diane Merrick. Erin Danae Myers. Fran Monfrom. Graduating magna cum laude, Akash Kamlesh Patel. Hayden Robert Pelly. Chad Heath Pelton. James Dolte Pendley. Rochelle Nicole Phillips. Philip Jeffrey Pryor. Shelby Nicole Sapkett. Graduating cum laude, Abby Michelle Shaw. Graduating cum laude, Tristan Helena Smith. Warren Patrick Stain. Kimberly Diane Vance. Derek Kyle Wilkerson. Chelsea Joe Zunick.
As part of our ceremony this evening, I would ask the Vice President for Academic Affairs to again take the stage to announce several special recognitions.
And we do indeed have special recognition for some graduates whose performance at USAO has been outstanding. As chosen by the faculty of the Division of Education and Speech Language Pathology, the outstanding graduate is Emily Tomberlin. Please come to the stage. Division Chair Dr. Vicki Ferguson will present her plaque. As chosen by the faculty of the Division of Science and Physical Education, the outstanding graduate is Paige Pulliam. Division Chair Dr. J.C. Sanders will present her plaque. Also, as chosen by the faculty of the Division of Science and Physical Education, the outstanding graduate is Richard Preston Vasquez. Again, Division Chair Dr. J.C. Sanders presents the plaque. And Mr. Vasquez, if you would remain right there for a minute, face the audience. Very good. Stay right there. Quan, go ahead and go on up and keep them company, okay? Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, goals of higher education are both to transmit what is already known and also to discover what is yet to be known. Completion of a doctorate in philosophy, a PhD in a particular field, requires original research and presentation of the results of that research so as to advance the body of human understanding. Every one of our faculty who hold the PhD has written and defended a dissertation based upon original research. Those who complete requirements for a PhD are presented with a garment known as a hood at their respective commencement exercises. At USAO, we have embarked upon a program of undergraduate research that is more extensive than anything we have seen at any other undergraduate institution. It consists of learning research methods across the disciplines, of developing a research topic, completing the research, and presenting the results of the research in a variety of formats, both nationally and regionally. It requires at least 10 hours of academic work over the course of at least a year. At this ceremony tonight, we honor a graduate. I might add that at the earlier graduation ceremony, there were 2 who completed the research endorsement. We honor Preston, who has completed the research endorsement. He presented his research well beyond an Oklahoma audience and received acclaim for his presentation. In this project, Preston Vasquez was advised by Dr. Quan Tran, Assistant Professor of Mathematics. Mr. Vasquez presented a paper, Properties of, and I'm going to get Mr. Vasquez to pronounce this for me later, but I'm going to do my best right now, okay? Properties of Apollonius circles and Cassini ovals. Is that close enough?
Good enough.
Oh. Mr. Vasquez is always very gracious as well. This was presented at the Texas-Oklahoma Regional Undergraduate Symposium, and Dr. Quan Tran will now hood Preston Vasquez.
Well, I surely want to make comment on how proud we are not only of the entire graduating class, but always exceedingly thrilled by examples of distinction in terms of the individuals who've been honored both at this 8 o'clock event and earlier at the 6 o'clock event. The transitions in life sometimes take a long period of time to evolve from one state of condition to another state of condition. But on occasion, transitions can take place in a relatively short period of time. And by my count, this transition has taken place in 40 minutes. You came in here and you were seniors about to graduate. Now you've walked across the stage and you received a diploma. You're no longer seniors. You're not even graduating. You're graduates. Hotshot degree holders from a hotshot college. I made this comment earlier to you. Oklahoma lags considerably in terms of the number of baccalaureate degree holders. Statewide, a little over 20% of Oklahomans hold the baccalaureate degree. The national average is 40%, and we've got a lot of work to do in Oklahoma to advance our share, our percentage share. There's a direct relationship between a state's per capita earning and the number of baccalaureate degree holders. We're in desperate need not only of top skilled folks in the workforce, technical degrees, vocational degrees, but we're in desperate need in Oklahoma of associate degree holders and baccalaureate degree holders and above. So we'll work on that. In any event, with your degree and the skills and abilities that it represents, I ask each of you to emerge as one within the community in which you choose to live, to work not only to advance your own welfare and fortunes, that of your family and your friends, but work also to improve the quality of the life of the community in which you live, your neighbors, your fellow citizens, and beyond. As another early act in introducing you to your new status as a graduate, a degree holder, and now an alum of this institution, and to begin this extended conversation with you, I should like to call upon the Vice President of the USAO Alumni Association. The Alumni Association is nearly as old as this college. It's now in its 105th year. Representing the association tonight is the Vice President. She is a graduate of the Oklahoma College for Women. She is from Chickasha, Oklahoma, and she would like to welcome you to your new status as alums and to note the distinguished graduate in the previous session, Miss Bess Working.
Good evening. I have some things prepared, but I can't start yet. I am in complete awe of what you've accomplished. And I'm going to ask something rather strange, rather different of you. I would like for the students, the graduates, their parents, their grandparents, their friends, and people passing by to stand and join me in applauding this faculty, Dr. Fever, all of you. Will you please stand with me? Thank you so much. You can tell from the looks on their faces they had no idea that was going to happen. On behalf of the USAO Alumni Association and all the alumni associations of the Oklahoma College for Women, the College of Liberal Arts, and the University of Science and Arts, I want to welcome you. And I want to encourage you, even though you're graduates now, not to think of this ceremony as an ending, but as a beginning. Your involvement with this college is not at an end, but it's in transition. Rather than being a student, you are going out into the world to know and to do things that we have no idea about even yet. We will find out later just exactly what you can accomplish. And I know it will be a great deal. One of the things that I hope that you will accomplish is to join the USAO Alumni Association. It's kind of payback time. They have given you, this school has given you a wonderful education, an opportunity that is outstanding. Join this Alumni Association. Do more than join it. Be a part of it, an active part of it. It will help you throughout your entire careers, in fact, your entire lives. We need you, the university needs you, and the students here today and in the future need you. Usually at this time, we present the Alumni Distinguished Graduate Award. However, we presented the award at 6 p.m. ceremony to Zachary Quintero. We think that probably most of you know Zachary and know that this is truly an award that he is deserving of. Thank you, and I hope to see you soon.
Thank you, Bass. Again, my congratulations to all of you as graduates, and also to those who won, who received special accolades. My thanks also to student ushers and student marshals. They are listed in your program. To you all, ladies and gentlemen, I extend an invitation to reception in the ballroom located on the second floor of the Student Center on Alabama Street, which is on the north end of the campus. As we close, I will ask that you join us in singing the college hymn. You will find it on the last page of your program. I ask that the audience remain in place following the college hymn until the stage party, faculty, and graduates have exited the auditorium. Recessional music will be performed by Dr. Dan Hansen, USAO Professor of Music. Assisting with the college hymn, Dr. Jan Hansen, Professor of Music. Directing, Dr. Ken Bohannon, Associate Professor of Music. Singing, and Dr. Dan Hansen, Professor of Music on the keyboard. Will you please stand for the college hymn?
Hail, hail to thee, O noble alma mater, for thee our love and praise shall ever be. Thee we extol to heaven's highest portals, led by its choirs above. We sing to thee, thy glory's ours, and in our adoration, as long as life shall last, will faithful be. And from our hearts we pledge thee true devotion, so may our lives reflect and